Okay, so somehow another week has gone by, and what a week it was. We started out with my first full day in Vienna. I went to the suburbs to go to the Hundertwasser Museum. I don't know why this brought me so much comfort. I think obviously I'm not much of an art person myself, but I genuinely think Hundertwasser is my favourite artist. And obviously he has a connection to New Zealand. We went to his museum in Whangarei, and this one was equally as good. Then I just walked the streets, as you do, gorgeous day, nothing new. Yeah, it was super artsy, which I was sort of surprised about, which led me to a park, but it was a theme park. Like, I thought I was just going to a park, but there you go. Rest of that day, I went op shopping, walked around, and then I made a friend. And me and little Miss Mary Wallace from the US spent the whole of the next day together. We went to Parliament. Did a lot of walking around, cathedral, you name it. Yeah, she was crack up. And yeah, she had a knife and she brought it to Parliament. And I don't know, that just seems so American. Me personally, I had my peanut butter jar and jam jar confiscated, but they returned it to me afterwards, so lucky me. Then we went to the National Library. It was really beautiful, but like, you couldn't issue a book, you know what I mean? I was like, that's not really a library. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is said cathedral, very gorgeous. I have seen 101 cathedrals. Europe loves a cathedral. And then there were heaps of horses, which I don't know how I felt about that. I don't know. Maybe they were happy, but they didn't seem that happy to me. Then Mary and I went to a clock museum because you go to enough museums and you're like, we need something a bit more niche. Then we went to the Esperanto Museum, which was a made-up language that they're trying to make like a universal language. Before we hit, the Globe Museum. Yep, the Globe Museum. Tide, you would love this. Yeah, put me in line for Tide's Globe Lamp, please. And then we arrive in my favourite place in the world, Prague. So we hopped off the train at Praha X, and my dreams were fulfilled, basically. I went up this hill and watched the sunset, which was just beautiful, 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 no complaints. And yeah, I just love a city with a hill to look down upon the rest of the city.
This place is beyond insane. It is literally like a fairy tale. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been somewhere as beautiful as this in terms of city. Already, I've only been here for a couple of hours and it's just magical. It's everything I've dreamed of. I think I first wanted to go to Prague when I was 12 years old after reading Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, and yeah, it does not disappoint so far. So yeah, so stunning.
That was the view from my hostel. It was an 8-person hostel, but it was just me and one other queen who I did not speak to the entire 3 nights that I was there. But yeah, this is the next day. This is me on my on my terrace, as you sort of do have in Prague. It was such a beautiful morning that I just knew it was going to be a beautiful day. And so I think to start that day, what did I even do? I think I just walked around Old Town and quite early in the morning because I knew that it was going to get hectic. I could feel that everyone else knew that Prague was also amazing. So yeah, I was like, if I'm out before 8 a.m, there's not going to be a soul. And I was correct. I had the whole of the beautiful Charles Bridge pretty much to myself. This is a view from said bridge, famous bridge. Here we go, panorama shot. But yeah, it was stunning, and you'll see later that this is not what it generally looks like. Usually you can barely walk because it's stuffed with so many people, and that's not good for me because I love to fast walk. Like I like to pretty much sprint around the place. So yeah, it was not great in the afternoon. But yeah, this is it in the morning. That's the astronomical clock you can see there. Wasn't really that exciting to me. I went to a cafe, might have got a little gluten-free thing or two, and then I went to this alchemic museum, which was really random. And then I did a little bit of shopping, maybe not a little bit of shopping. If someone wants to buy me this illustrated version of the Hunger Games, that would be greatly appreciated. Did cost 80 New Zealand dollars, so I did not get it. I may or may not have just made a purchase, and I will show you it later. But I think now I'm gonna go to the dancing lady building, and then I think I will do some second-hand shops, which is not a good idea because I have no space in my bag and I don't really need to be spending the money, but you know, I've got a bit of time this afternoon, and that seems like the most appropriate way to fill it. So yeah, that is the plan, and then hopefully I'm thinking a Sunset Park mission before dinner. I'm not sure if I'll eat or make dinner. So yeah. That's the dancing lady right there. Bit underwhelming, to be honest. And then I did go to some thrift stores, some second-hand places. This was really cool. I love this place. This is the place where they did all the t-shirt designs, where I'll show you the things I got from there. But yeah, it was just a stunning afternoon. I walked up to this park on the hill, and yeah, it was just gorgeous. Everybody was enjoying it, enjoying the sunset, and I don't know, the energy of Prague is just, it's great. I mean, I'm in Berlin now, and I love the energy of Berlin as well. But yeah, it was just so lovely to be walking in the sunset, and I felt so safe as well. Weirdly, Prague, not weirdly, but I don't know why I had this expectation that Prague was going to be a little bit sketch, but it was the safest I've felt of any of the places. As you can see, me just walking at night, walking around. When I say night, this was probably like barely 6 p.m. But I did in fact tick off bucket list item of going to the Charles Bridge. Get ready for a haul. Yeah, that's right. I'm about to show you the damage that I did today. So the first thing I got was a really big purchase. I mean, it cost less than, I think it cost like 70 New Zealand dollars, which I think is not like an insane price, but I bought a perfume. It's a fucking massive box. Like, it's real fancy, but everything is cheaper in the Czech Republic. It is true. Yeah, and it was like a proper like customized experience. Like, they were like hovering like flies. So that's the first thing I got. Second thing I got, this pains me, it's shampoo and conditioner. These are the 4th bottles I have bought of these because I forget them in the shower at the hostel every single time, and sometimes I remember, and when I go to find them they're not there anymore. Sometimes I just forget and leave the place, but yeah, that's the 4th of those, and they're not cheap over here either. So, well, they're cheap here, but they were not cheap the previous 3 I bought. Then I got one thing from the op shop. It's this like shirt. I don't know. I've decided that I like a collar and I like the style of shirt, so we'll see how long that lasts. But again, everything cheaper in the Czech Republic. It was only like $10, which is not op shop prices, but pretty good for vintage. And then the last little things I got, also sort of a vintage, it was a really cool family run company. They do lots of t-shirt designs, and I got this little baby blue made in Czechoslovakia. You can't really tell, but that is red, and one of the iconic trams. It's like a small size. And on my list, as Ruby will know because she remembered,
I finally got a tote from the same place. Like, they just do heaps of cool, like, prints. And they're super cheap as well. Like, I think this tote bag costs, like, $10. And then the t-shirt, which is 100% cotton, like, both of them are 100% cotton, was only, like, $20, which I think is pretty good, new. Oh, and I bought some jam. Yep, I've been through one whole jam jar. I've been travelling for about 2.5 weeks, I think. And yeah, I've gone through one full jar of jam and almost 3 jars of peanut butter. I'm going to have to buy my 4th jar of peanut butter tomorrow. I had the loveliest dinner. Oh my god, it was so cute. The lady didn't speak a word of English. I didn't speak a word of Czech, but we somehow communicated. We both were just like, well, we'll just speak our own language and we'll see where we find a middle ground. And like, even despite that, I asked her like what she would recommend, which was the dumbest thing ever, because I'm like, oh, like, you have no idea what I'm saying. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise meal, because she was like, oh, like, I've got it sorted. And it was so tasty. I've got the leftovers in here, so that is lunch tomorrow, which is very exciting. And then might just be going for a little choco bombs. Don't mind if I do. So yeah, amazing day, so good, so good. And yeah, my stomach has been funny today, but it's probably because I'm eating like shit. Nah, actually not too bad, but yeah, I think I'm hitting a peanut butter wall. I can't believe I said that. That's so sacrilegious. That's blasphemous. Don't worry, I got a new jar of peanut butter now, so I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling my passion for peanut butter has been revived. Then I went to the Prague castle. This is said castle. Well, this is actually a cathedral. Big building spotted. Castle, no less. Cathedral, castle, cathedral, cathedral, and the castle. This is not to offend anyone, but you go to enough cathedral and they all just look the same. You're like, yep, that's a cathedral. Then I went to, I don't know, a couple of places in the castle grounds. I don't know, I just don't really spend that long in castle palace grounds. They just don't really interest me that much. I say when I've been to like 30 of them, so they must interest me enough. Guess I just bought another t-shirt, another postcard, and some more stickers. Me. I then went to the Lenin Wall. I don't know, just a famous graffiti wall, as you do, which was sort of cool. And then I got a tray turtleneck, like a chimney, I don't know, whatever the fuck it was, sorry, before I went to the movies. I went and saw Bridget Jones' Diary, whatever it's called, and somebody tell me how she was a single mum, hadn't worked for 4 years, was living in a gorgeous house in London, and somehow had like a nanny. I was like, it's not really adding up. But it was a decent movie. And then in the afternoon, I think I went to another museum or two before the next day heading to Berlin. This was actually quite a long travel day, but it was just so beautiful. Like, the landscapes, as you'll sort of see in these next couple of videos, can be so varied within, you know, a few hours of train ride. Like, we went through the mountain ranges to fields to sort of forest, and yeah, I just don't think I could ever get sick of train rides. Yeah, so amazing. Guys, this is some crazy business. I got upgraded, so I was supposed to be, and I was excited for this because this is a treat, was supposed to be in a dorm room with 3 other people, so a 4-person dorm room. And then the guy was like, oh, we actually have you in a single room. He was like, a twin room, and I was like, oh, 2 people. I don't actually really like the idea of 2 people. That feels a little bit too intimate, and then it's just like you
and another person, and I was like, twin room, and he was like, yeah, so just for you, and yeah, I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I guess you've got a free upgrade. So yeah, I didn't really think that happened in real life, but there you go. I have been upgraded for the next 3 nights. 3 nights sleep. It is kind of a shame in the sense of like, I really enjoy hostels for the social aspect, and this is more of a hotel than a hostel already. So it does mean I've got another 3 days, just me and my brain. So that's a little bit scary, but I think that just means I'll just join a walking tour or do something a little bit more sociable that will force me to talk to other people. But yeah, so good for a sleep, because I was just thinking today I've had a sort of headache and I was like, oh, the vision's getting a little bit swimmy, the migraine is coming on. So yeah, I need the sleep, I think. So yeah, just amazing. I'll show you the room. We have ourselves. It's pretty much a double bed if you think about it. It is 2 twin beds with a little gap, but it's pretty much a double bed. So much room to put my shit. I can have my shit everywhere for the next 3 days instead of trying to cram it all. And then look, I've got a view to the train station and the street below. So cool. So yeah, what the hell? And then I had a 10-hour sleep. Yep, I needed that shit. And then I went to the big flea market. It was so awesome. Did I buy a few things? Ooh, maybe. Just a couple little things. Here I actually had a currywurst, traditional. And then what the hell is this? An ice cream place called Hokey Pokey. And they had Hokey Pokey ice cream, but it was not really New Zealand Hokey Pokey. Then I just had a cheeky orange juice at this like cafe bookstore thingy, and then went to see a movie. I went and saw Anora, and I don't really understand the point of the movie. Like, I did not understand what was going on, to be honest. Here is my review of Berlin. I keep want to call it Brazil, but this is not Brazil, this is in fact Berlin. And in my head, I keep playing Declan McKenna's Brazil in my mind, but this is not Brazil, this is Berlin. I love it here. It's so good. It's controversially, I'm going to say it's chill. Like, it's not very, I don't know where I went, but where I've been hasn't been very touristy. It's been really lovely. I guess it's more sort of akin to Auckland City in terms of the fact that it seems like it's more of a sprawling city. So I don't know if it's the familiarity, but I don't know, it's a nice change of pace because the roads are nice and wide. It just seems relaxed. I can imagine living here and enjoying living here, and everyone looks so cool. Like, I look so fucking stupid. I need to get a leather jacket stat. Like, everyone has a leather jacket here, and not even just like a basic black one. Like, they all just look cool, you know. But I went to the flea market and the leather jackets were not cheap, so I was like, not gonna be doing that. Plus, I feel like it's getting warm. Like, I've been in a t-shirt like 90% of the time, so yeah, not worth it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Today was a chill day because it's Sunday, and one thing about a Sunday is they don't really, nothing's open on a Sunday, so it's been a lot of walking. Like, I'm on an hour walk back home now, but yeah, I love a walk. So if I sound out of breath, that's why. Probably shouldn't be out of breath from just walking and talking, but there you go. Someone's obviously been having a lot of gluten-free bakery goods. But yeah, would rate it so far. I'm just about to head to bed in my luxurious hotel room, but yeah, I thought I'd just sign off here. I'm sorry if my voice sounds funny, but I don't genuinely think I've spoken about more than 10 words today, so hasn't really had much use. but I am loving Berlin. I've got a big day planned tomorrow, so tomorrow will be a busy one. So I'm going to sleep. It's like 7:30 p.m. but no one can stop me, and I am going to take full advantage of the fact that I don't have any other people sleeping in my room, so I can go to bed whenever I want. So, good night, everybody. Have a good sleep.